Radio how it's supposed to be heard. It's the Baka Boyz show.
What's going on? This is Dre.
Every day.
Man, it's good to have him in here. So we're going to sing the song like this. Ready?
You know the song,
One
man.
time, come on. Here we go.
Well, it's the Baka, baby. It's the Baka Boyz everywhere now, everywhere. It's the Baka Boyz, and we got a special guest for you. His name is Xzibit.
It's a pleasure to have you back.
He is in the studio.
That was dope, man. Y'all
Xzibit.
fell right into that.
Hey, man. We've been doing
That
this
was
for
fire.
We've been doing this for a minute. You know what I mean?
know. I was there. I seen it.
You were there from the beginning.
Yeah, likewise, man. You guys, I have a really dope place for you guys in my history books and in my heart, because Baka Boyz were the actual first ones to ever play me in Los Angeles.
Hey.
They were the first ones to play Paparazzi on Power, and I remember driving in my car, and I wasn't told that it was going to be on. I just heard it come on, and I was like pushing the radio. I thought I was like listening to it myself, because at the time that's the only way I could hear it.
Right,
is if I played it myself. So when I heard it on the radio for the first time, I was blown away. I pulled over. I was screaming. It was crazy, man. So thank you guys for that.
Dope, man. That's great. That's great, man. The first time we were introduced to you was when the Alcoholics brought you in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Hold on. Let me correct. Yes, the Alcoholics, but the one particular time you and I, we met face to face backstage at the Alcoholics Wu-Tang show. Okay, the Alcoholics were opening up for the Wu-Tang.
Oh, wow.
And you were backstage and I was backstage and you were getting ready to go on stage. I was like, what, bro, they're on stage right now. He's like, I'm with them. I'm with the licks. I'm like, and I never met you before. I was like, cool, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, man, I was fighting for my spot.
You know what? At least he didn't headbutt you like DMX did me when he met me. Yeah.
No.
First time I met DMX, I told the story a little while ago, because it's his 20-year anniversary. He's going on tour.
Yes.
So
Congratulations. Shout outs to DMX.
Yeah, we were talking about DMX, and he walks into the mix room or walks by the mix room. I walk out to meet him. He said, "What's up, dog?" And he headbutts me. That's it.
Wow.
Didn't shake my hand, nothing. Just headbutt me, and I went back in the mix room dizzy.
Well, wow. Maybe that's how they do
That's
that in
how
New York.
I
Maybe
guess
it's a
so,
New
man.
York greeting or something.
Yeah, man. So yeah.
Well, the first time I was introduced to you was "Pimp My Ride," and then your song.
I could
X.
tell you've said that like 3 times.
The people on the stream are like, "Pimp My Ride, Pimp My Ride, Pimp My Ride."
I get it.
Hey, man.
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
She a new Jack, man. She a new Jack.
But I want to tell you that X was my first song that I remember you from. I don't remember you from "Pimp My Ride." I remember X, you as a rapper.
Yes.
So that was more my remembrance.
I mean, however people recognize me or remember me, I think I've taken some really dope like transitions in my career, and Pimp My Ride was one of them. I think what we did on that show was groundbreaking,
definitely
and revolutionary, and all of that. You know, it was, I did it when everybody thought it was unpopular. Now everybody was dying to be on some type of reality show or TV show.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: when they stepped to you to do this, was your first reaction like, "Hell yeah, let's get it done"? Or they had to?
No, actually, what happened was I was at West Coast Customs because I used to get my cars done there, and I was just hanging around, talking trash, cracking jokes, and so one of the guys there, Rick Hurwitz, he actually was just there too. He asked me if I wanted to host a show. I never hosted anything, so I said, yeah, well, let's check it out, and we ended up doing a test shoot at one of his friend's house, and then we took that concept and then took it to MTV, and that's when they sold the show. So it was kind of like we had proof of concept, and then we went from there. So yeah, man, I didn't realize what it was going to be until it was what it was.
What was that that experience? How did that bring to where you are right now? Because you're doing films and you're doing stuff like that.
Yes, it was definitely the catalyst for films. For me creating my own production company, for being in some really big ones, man. I've done movies with The Rock. I've done movies with with Clive Owen. I've done movies with Jennifer Aniston. I mean, it's been across the board, man, and it all came from just taking the opportunity, taking a shot, getting outside my comfort zone, and doing something that wasn't, necessarily designed and told for me that I had to stay in this pigeonhole. You know what I'm saying? So I just stepped outside the box, and it's always worked for me.
Would you ever consider if Tesla came to you and said, "We want you to pimp out our Teslas"? Would you ever consider partnering with him?
Absolutely.
To do something for 100%. The future.
Absolutely.
The future of Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
I want to get this question right out of the way right now because, a lot of people claim things for a lot of people. People are claiming, they taught this, they showed this person this. So I just want to clarify this.
Yes.
Did Soulja Boy teach you how to rap?
I mean, let me think about that before I rush to answer.
I just want to make
apparently he's responsible for a lot of shit.
I want to make sure that you didn't steal your style from Big Draco.
I don't know if he was born when I started rapping.
I'm just throwing it out
but
there.
Subliminally, man. Let me check, man. Before I answer the question, let me check the tape.
I was really thinking about that. I was like, bro,
let me check the tape.
I bet you Soulja Boy taught him.
Yeah, man. Let me think, man. I don't want to rush to judgment on that. Okay. Man. Let me check it out.
Double track, man.
But you do know who inspired you off the top, and who was that?
Oh man, I have a couple inspirations. When I was really young, I was inspired by Redman and Das Effects, and then when I got to Los Angeles, I was able to be around King T and the Alcoholics.
King T,
you know what I'm saying? And those guys are really the first ones to take me under their wing and become a real musician, not just a rapper, a musician, learning how to turn verses into songs into hits, and that's where I kind of grew myself. And then when I felt like I had something to say, then I started going out and doing all the shows and hitting Los Angeles, cutting my teeth, and then Dr. Dre gave me an opportunity to work with him and his staff, and then it just took it up another level. So, there's many inspirations, but I got to give it to like Cube. Cube was one of the first ones I looked at and was like, I was in awe of his work. And I definitely can say that I have many inspirations, but I gotta give it to Cube for sure.
So go ahead, Nick B.
Was it his pen? Was it his
delivery?
His delivery.
It was the voice, the delivery, the content. The aggression. I mean, I was out. I mean, we didn't have videos for every song back in the day. So when you listen to music and you can visualize it and you can imagine what it was going on in those scenarios in your head, that was really a true testament of being a dope MC when you can paint those pictures.
That's what I always say. It's like, for me, a great MC is when you can see what he's saying.
Yeah.
If you can visualize yourself, like, I know he had one rhyme where he was like, ducked in the alley, jumped in the trash can.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, you was there. You seen it.
And I seen that. I don't see
I've
that.
I've actually done it.
Yeah. And same with like a Biggie. I put myself in those situations.
Absolutely.
I seen that. I was like, wow.
Except the sucking on his daddy's dick.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Every time I hear that, I'm like, bro, easy.
Yeah. Whoa. I mean, I get what you're saying.
But what part of the game is that?
Yeah, she bad, but cool.
I played a song the other day from you, Foundation.
Yes.
And it was a dedication to your son.
Yes.
And I seen your son on your Instagram the other day, and he was doing the Kiki, are you loving me?
Yeah. That's the young one. Yeah.
Okay. And you grounded him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
You're grounded, buddy.
That was great. Tell me about raising kids in hip hop.
Oh, geez. Well, I was a very young father. I was a father at 19 years old, and there's only two things you can do in that scenario. Either you can rise to the occasion, or you can fail miserably. I took my fatherhood very seriously, and with my children, I'll being a young father, I always tell them that we grew up together, and. It was wild, man. It was like, because at the time I was a new father and I had this new career that was starting. Everything was kind of like up in the air. There were no guarantees. I was definitely fighting for my dreams, but at the same time, I felt like I had to sacrifice a lot of other things in my youth to be there for my son. And so that, had its own challenges and whatnot. But we did the best we could. And so now, coming fast forward, I have an 8-year-old son. His name is Gatlin. And my oldest son is now 24, about to be 25.
Is he rapping?
Yeah, he's rapping. He's trying to do music.
Soulja Boy didn't teach him, right?
No, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. I had this bad joke. I always say kids are like pancakes. You always fuck the first one up.
Oh boy!
But I found out that it was offensive to my oldest one. But he's great, man.
Great.
My kids are dope, man, and I'm very blessed to be able to see them grow and see them take the good parts of me and apply it to themselves and then have a different opportunity to start from a different place.
I was going to ask you, what's some of the life lessons that you've learned going through your travels, your history, your everything that you've passed on to your kids?
Yeah. Well, I mean what you say what you mean. Number one, be a stand-up guy. Don't buy anything unless you can buy it 3 times.
There you go.
Take care of those who take care of you, and love those who love you. I think basically, man, if you can figure out how to kind of maintain and be consistent with those principles, then the rest, you kind of guide yourself in the right direction.
17 after the hour, you tune into the Baka Boyz show. It is Xzibit in the studio. I want to get to the whole, because when you came out, you were more of an underground rapper.
Absolutely.
You were more underground, but then this. Tell me how this came about and working with Dr. Dre in the studio, and your verse on this is set the whole
the
tone of the song. When your voice came out, it was just fire, bro.
At the time, I still consider myself an underground rapper because it's not about the status. I don't think underground to me means that you just don't sell records, even though that's what it used to mean.
Yeah.
But I think when you make, I think my style, the way I put words together, my subject matter of what I rap about, it makes it underground because, I still feel like being lyrical is associated with being underground. But now, if you look at, some of the most lyrical rappers, the most successful rappers, are lyrical. You look at J. Cole, you look at Kendrick, you look at Jay-Z, you look at, Lil Wayne, you look at people who use metaphors. There are people that do, commercial rap that just kind of keep it simple and dumb it down and make it so that, a 3-year-old or 5-year-old, can understand it. But I still have an infinity for lyricism and being able to put words together and have comprehension. And I like to read books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like one of the defining things that like keeps me going. And so I still feel like when we make this song, it didn't matter if it went top 10 or if it was on the MTV or if it was all everywhere. It was definitely my big radio push.
Yeah, no, I was
it was the
say.
first time I landed everywhere on everybody's radar. But I still felt like what I was doing was underground. I even said it in a rap. You know what I'm saying?
Can you do that for us real quick? Could you just do a little something for us? Just give me a little bit of the verse.
Always. Look. You ain't trying to hot box with me. I swing hard liquor going down by the underground. Still, wait, one more time. I fucked it up.
Rewind.
Here we go. Yo.
Hey.
You ain't trying to hot box with me. I swing hard liquor going down from the underground. How that sound? Xzibit backing down from the onset. Fuck the nonsense. Terrorists hit a bomb shit. Glass and metal in every direction. Innocent bystanders taught a very hard lesson. I'm the reason there's no time to reach for that weapon. Reason why niggas upon us keep on stepping. Xzibit ready to scrap like Mike Tyson with his license back. 9 to 5 minimum wage. What type of life is that for me? Blasphemy. You fucking around with the Sundance Kid and Butch Cassidy. You had the audacity. Wanna tangle with the ex, strangle your neck, slap you like the opposite sex. Drunk driving, trying to stack my loot, while other rappers getting treated like a prostitute. And check the sound scan.
Xzibit in the studio.
What did Dre and Snoop say when you dropped that? What was their reaction?
Well, Dre was in the studio. Snoop wasn't in there, and so it was just he and I in the studio. And so I walked in, and then I did my verse in like 15 minutes, and then I dropped it, and then I thanked him for the opportunity and I took off.
Damn.
And so it was never a point where I was like, where do I send my paperwork to? Who do I contact for? How do we do the publishing? And I just thanked him for the opportunity. And so I left. And so from there, he was impressed with my work ethic. And then when it got used as a single, we did the video, and then that's where we actually got to be, connected. And so then from that opportunity, I was asked to come in and work on the Chronic 2001 album. Once I did the Chronic 2001 album, we did What's the Difference, and I was able to go on the Up in Smoke tour. Yeah. And from there, he it was just all in, and that's when he came back and produced the Restless album and Man vs. Machine and all those other things.
People were asking about the Up in Smoke. Will there ever be another Up in Smoke tour?
That's a Dr. Dre question.
I referred to Dr. Dre.
I'm not going to answer any questions.
You said nothing was off the table. You changed your mind on me.
I answered it. I just told you. I just sent you to the source.
I know. So did you like your verse on Be Please first or Be Please 2? Which one did you like better?
Man, it's always the original.
Always the original, yeah.
But the funny thing about Be Pleased 2 was that Dre has never done a part 2 of anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was the first part 2 that he's done. You know what I'm saying? There's never been like a part 2 or a new next episode or anything like that. Not even on NWA stuff. It was just that particular song because it was just such a big hit.
It's 23 after the hour. We have Xzibit in the studio. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more Xzibit.
Yeah.
And you can watch it live on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Everything is going down. Let's get into it right now. Baka Boyz.
Eric, will you please let her be a millennial? Allow her to be her. She's trying to take a selfie with Xzibit, and Eric V's trying to block her.
You can't filter Xzibit, bro.
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
She got the little cat ears and the little sparklies on the face.
Your kids don't do that to you?
You're too.
I have boys. We don't do filters.
Xzibit, you're too nice to say no, man. I had to block her out for you, bro.
Yeah, no, she kept it going.
If you had a girl,
but
she would be asking.
Yeah, that's millennials, man.
No,
you gotta deal with it.
You can't do that, bro. There's certain things you just can't do or ask to people, man.
It's all good.
I'm gonna have to take her to school, bro.
No, but I mean, it's the days and times we live in, man. It's like I remember there was times when we would go on tour, and it would just be people asking for autographs. And pictures were seldom. But now it's like people don't even give a damn about autographs. They don't want that. They want a picture so they can prove it that they were with you, and then they can show it to their friends, and then that becomes the new autograph. So and then, and here's another thing that I really hate. Okay. I hate when people say, "Hey, can I get a picture?" and then they turn the video on and start doing Snapchats and shit. I'm like, dude, you said picture, my nigga. Like, I'm sitting here thinking we about to take a picture. I'm staying still. You like, yo, I'm with Xzibit right now, and it's going down. Yo, my dude.
How do you feel about this trolling obsession in the culture right now versus when you were, Pimp My Ride in your career, peak of your career?
You're going to stop saying Pimp My Ride every goddamn 5 minutes. You're going to stop that shit. You're going to stop that shit. Okay, we get it. You know me from Pimp My Ride, but what was the question?
No, I know you from
What was the question?
I know you from X.
What was the question?
So about this trolling obsession
I think
with
people
the
need to get punched in the face.
I feel like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that people are too safe in their feeling that they can just talk to anybody any kind of way over the internet and then not see them. You know what I'm saying? I come from the age where, you had to say it with your chest. And so that means if you was talking about somebody, then you would eventually have to see them.
You're going to see them.
Yeah, you're going to see them, and then you're going to have to answer for your transgressions. But, now I think that people think it's just like the easy thing. Like, okay, because, say, for example, the little girl that just trying to talk black and talk about fuck Snoop Dogg and I'm gonna see him, we gonna bust an AK at him and all that. Remember all that?
Yeah.
And then the next day she was apologizing, very sad, because we not playing. We can find you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna find you. And so I think that trolling is a mistake. I think if you look at what's happening with the Tekashi kid, is he was the king of trolling people and making fun of other people's. I mean, first of all, let me say this. Don't kick a man or a woman when he or she is down.
What about when they're up?
Okay, like not even look, man. If you have something personal against that, I think that everybody is like very comfortable with this TMZ mentality of let's just be disrespectful to anybody because it's funny.
Right. In the moment, they're not standing in front of you. I always say that when they're not here, you can't say things about people when they're not in front of you.
Understood. I really don't participate in trolling. But I do think that, we're going to see some real bad turnarounds from people who think that's funny, and then everybody goes through hard times. So what happens when the big troll guy then becomes the ones who's getting trolled? It's not fun. Nobody has no mercy on you. People come around and tear you down, and then it's a vicious cycle. So I don't see the benefit or the power in trolling.
When there was before the internet, when it was just rapping, you're in the studio and you might say something about somebody, but under it's not really out loud. It's not you don't say their names.
You sub them.
That was like the
subliminals.
That was the first sub. Of rapping. Did you ever find yourself thinking, like in your head, like this MC, this person giving you a hard time, I'm gonna rap a little something or write a little something about how I feel about him underground, but not really say it out loud?
I was pretty blunt. I'm subtle like a brick. I take pride in shitting on people, and the only person I really said his name was Jermaine Dupri, and that was because we were asked to do that.
Okay.
We were told we was all in the studio and that happened and came on the TV, said what he said, and so we was like, okay, me and Eminem went at him, and that's the only person I really said a name in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Everybody else is kind of like they don't want no problems, and so there was never no problems.
Right.
30 after the hour, it's the Baka Boyz. We have Xzibit in the studio. I have two favors to ask for Xzibit right now.
Yes.
We need a Baka Boyz intro for our nationally syndicated show with Xzibit.
Yep.
And number two, we're working on a Baka Boyz documentary.
Ooh.
We
Yes.
need you to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
It's on camera. Mark that. You can't get out of it. This is legal.
Okay, it's all good.
You're on
Man.
Snapchat.
Look, I told you. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean.
It's legally binding. Call me Mr. Rosenberg.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, wait a minute. You got to put a filter on to do the interview.
Oh my God! With the sparkly stars.
Hold on, let me play something for you real quick. J-Love sent something over for me to play. Let's see if I can play this.
I have a question.
Hold on, V.
Keep busting about where you rest and what you own and what you drive. So the day something come for you, I'm really not surprised, Mr. Black Bruce Willis. Please don't kill us. I show mercy like a Vulcan, like a scorpion. I sting you from behind and put it in you. Meet me at the venue, put you on the spot to put you on the menu. Fricassee MC, I be the one that keep the heat so high. Exhibit living life like a bull inside a China shop. Stripping everything so you ain't even got a dime to drop. Go ahead and call the cops, you ain't said nothing. Jerry spring you out the studio, then Suge Knight you to the parking lot. Niggas ain't ready for all this shit we got. Picture yourself crushing Xzibit with your tough talk. That's like Christopher Reeves doing the crip walk.
Yeah.
Not ready for the XZ.
Wow.
From the LIKs with a live.
Wow. So
Wow.
you dropped that for the Cali Kings, and that was three card Marley verse as well.
Yes. That was definitely a time, man. Like back in the day, there was like only certain outlets that you can go to and be heard in Los Angeles. Baka Boyz show being one of them. Freestyle Fridays. Sway and Tech Wake Up Show. So if you were MC, you were like dying to get on these shows. And so once we started making our rounds and we started being accepted in Los Angeles, it was kind of like, okay, cool, we're going to go in here and drop the best things we can do. There was no internet. There was no file sharing. There was no YouTube. There was none of that. Like, you were heard and you were noticed by being on these particular shows. You know what I'm saying? So when we went in there, we made sure that we dropped to the best of our ability at that moment. It was crazy. I thank you guys for creating that platform for us,
man.
to be able to come out and do what we need to do.
It was the catalyst that became what the station is, and it's still standing from the beginning of what we did.
They're built off your backs.
Exactly. Understand that.
Built off our backs, baby.
Understand that. Okay, you've done lots of albums. What is your favorite album out of every album you've done?
Oh,
That's
man.
Tough, huh?
My favorite album out of all the ones I did, that's hard, man. That's like asking which one of your kids you like the best. I don't know.
Okay.
I like there's something out of all of them that I like. I especially like Napalm, the most recent one. Napalm was dope because of I spoke a lot of truth in that record, and I do that in all my records. But this one, I was coming out of a really tough time. So when I made Napalm, it was a lot of uplifting, motivational, just real, like down to earth. Okay, you guys are getting all this space, this braggadocious, this extra. I'm living life, Instagram, IG messages, but here's what real life is about. Here's what I've experienced. Here's what I've been through, and here's how I made it out the other side. And I think that's why Napalm is definitely one of the ones that I feel like, oh, okay. I got a song on there called Everything. And at the time, I didn't have everything, but now I listen to it and it's like, you know what I'm saying? That was tight.
I think that was positive affirmations, Nick.
Yeah. I spoke it into it. I spoke it into existence, and it was crazy, man. And I feel really good about that.
Sorry to change the tone. All
right,
boy. V
I
to
have
play.
one more quick question.
We're gonna have we're gonna have a talk with you after this show, V. I'm telling you.
I'm in trouble.
Yes.
They're like the King T's of when you were in the game. They're mine. So, question. So, in your experience of being in self-employed and dealing with
Pimp My Ride.
corporations,
Just hurry up and do the Pimp My Ride question.
Yeah, just get
Stop
the Pimp
trying to
My
act
Ride
like you gonna ask something else and ask the Pimp My Ride question.
No, but like forming a corporation and learning about all your tax rules in the business, just being new in the game. What would you advice could you give to people upcoming in the game of our generation? What would you say to them? Advice could you give?
Don't use filters.
Yeah. Well, that's a very important question. I'm glad you asked me. But it's several tiered answers to that. First of all, it goes back to what I said earlier. The problem with us, when I say us, I mean the youth, people of color, people. We don't come from money, right? So when we get money, the first thing we want to do is have the appearance of wealth, the appearance of success. We want the chain, we want the car, we want the hair did, and you know what I'm saying? But we don't have shit in the bank, and we don't, and we living at somebody else's house, or we're sharing rent, or we're doing the appearance of success. But rarely do we see people teach us really what attaining wealth is, right? So it goes back to what I said earlier about, not buying anything unless you can buy it 3 times. My grandfather taught me that. That was the only financial advice that I got from my family. The rest I had to learn the hard way, right? There was a point in time that I was under maybe like almost $2 million in tax debt, right? And that was because I felt like, again, the appearance of success. Oh, I'm a rapper, so I got a record deal. I got a business manager. I got a, whoop wop. I got a, you have all these people that you bring around you in order to make you feel like you are who you say you are, but it's not needed. I think that if you can pay your bills when they're only $500, $600 a month, you can pay your bills when they're $500,000 and $600,000 a month. The rules don't change. You have to pay attention to your own finances. That is number one. And wealth is not attained by just your appearance. It is, look, sometimes I'm looking like the bummiest person in the room, but I will still have more equity and more value than the richest person and the richest looking person in the room. So get away from what people look like and really about it's not about what they say, it's about what their actions and what they actually do. So you're never too dumb to handle your own stuff. It's never overwhelming. You just got to pay attention to it.
Thank you.
I have applause for that one right there. That's some jewels right there for everybody out there who hasn't been through that. You good? You got good with your question?
Yeah.
Did you get your tax question out yet?
Now back to our previously scheduled program. Jesus.
No. That was a great question.
It was a great question.
That's
It was a great question, but wrong time. Anyway, the Baka Boyz show, 8:37 now. This is what we're doing. We do this thing called mouth love. You heard of mouth love before?
No.
Okay, well, mouth. you look confused. It's not that kind of mouth love.
I was like, uh-oh.
It's not Urban Dictionary mouth love, okay? This is positive affirmations from Nick V. He writes these for everybody.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we want you to join along if you can. Ice Cube has done it. We've had other guests in here that have done it, but you feel free if you want to be a part of it. You
it's
can.
It's like spa music right here. What is it?
It is spa
And you think
music.
I'm weird. These guys are on a whole other level.
These are I am affirmations that Nick V likes to write. So what we do is we take a deep breath and we follow our instructor, Nick V. It's like we're at a yoga class with goats.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, let's do this. Let's
X
do
to
it.
the Z is
ready.
Well, I'm very happy to have you here on Mouth Love. I want you to breathe in, please. Breathe out. One more deep breath in. And I want you to repeat after me.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room, please join in. I am wisdom.
I am wisdom.
I am hip hop.
I am hip hop.
I am patient.
I am patient.
I am king.
I am king.
You are now in Mouth Love.
There it is, right there. That's
All
all
right.
it is. That's all it is. Just putting out to the universe to share with us.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I rocked with that.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
yeah.
Maybe you could write a mouth love one day.
No, well, let's work on the title a little bit.
All right, what would Exhibit call mouth love if he had a choice?
Let's say mind love.
Mind
You know what I'm saying?
love.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because mouth, top, all that stuff, it just goes immediately to the whoop wop.
To the dirty stuff. Well, that explains
Mind
that's where your
love.
mind is at, man. You thinking it's
Hey
better.
man, come on! I got 20 years of hip hop under my belt. I got songs called "Bitch Please," "Choke Me, Spank Me, Pull My Hair." Man, come on, man.
So Mouth Love is not a far stretch for you then.
Yes. No pun intended. All right.
Oh, hold on. Let's talk about. Are you on a radio show? Are you doing Dr.
Yeah,
Dre's? Are you host of or are you the pharmacy? What is this?
The pharmacy was on Beach One. Right now we're in hiatus. Anderson .Paak is definitely putting his foot forward in that place.
Okay.
But Dre is still a big part of the Apple program. I assist him any way possible. I do program and host the show, so I know I feel your pain. I didn't put on a Baka Boyz hat.
There you go.
Yeah, but we ran for about 3 years, and now Anderson's in place right now.
Okay.
But I mean, it could come back at any time.
Yeah.
So I definitely shout outs to Doc Dre, shout out to Eddie Francis, all the team over there, Big Big Johnny, DJ Pooh, Battle Cat. You know what I'm
man.
saying? We had a nice squad over there. We put it together, man.
If you see Pooh, strangle that dude for me because I have been texting him like I'm a bill collector. Right now. I'm like, oh, Pooh, I got to get you to the show.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sick. I'll be back.
No, I got him.
Yeah,
I'll
hit him
get
up, man.
Yeah, I'll hit him up
for us.
Yep.
Hey,
All
before
right.
we let you go, I want to ask you about this film festival. Tell me about this
Yes.
thing. What were you out there for?
Right now, we actually just to let you know, we relaunched Open Bar Entertainment.
Nice, congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Sign me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, we brought it back not as just a record label.
Yeah.
The way that music is, the way that people digest entertainment and content has definitely changed. So we made a hybrid of all the things that I've been involved with over the last few years in film, television, production, music, acting. So what we did was I brought together a pool of talent of people that I trusted, people that I know are hard workers, and we formed this company. Now it's a hybrid. We have a talent agency. We have a management side.
Nice.
Where we have like several actors on Netflix shows. Some of my agents that were at the agency that I was with left that agency and came to work with
That's
Open
dope.
Bar.
Yeah.
And so they brought over actors that are already currently working on different TV shows. We have we filmed a movie called James Savage that we broke down into a series called Broken Ground. And that's what got accepted to the film festival.
Nice, congrats.
We paid for this stuff out of our pockets because we betting on ourselves.
So do me a favor, all of those actors, any of these projects, you have some, bring them up here, let us interview them so we can promote it.
And we have a music side, which is going to be very, very strong because now I'm putting myself back in, the music business the way I see fit.
Okay.
Not the way I'm asking anybody for any budgets or anything. I'm doing it the way I want to do it. So it feels good to be able to come into this space feeling the way I feel.
Yeah, confidence, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
You done did it.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really dope. So we've got this really dope company that we built that is not like anything else that I've been involved with. So that's exciting. And then, we have these people that are now taking notice of the work that we're doing. And so we've been preparing this thing for like a year, almost 2 years. And so now that it's all complete, we're going to start rolling it out and people are like going to see the way I wanted it to be. Not just what the budget permitted,
right,
or what it had to be okayed from whatever the company was doing what. So now we get to put it on the table the way I see it.
From top to bottom.
From top to bottom, man. And it feels really good to be here, man. I really appreciate you guys, man.
You know that.
Like, you guys don't understand out there, the people listening, man, don't take these guys' kindness for weakness, man. They animals. They understand the culture. They've been involved with the culture. They gave me my first shot. So, please come check them out. You know what I'm saying? If you're an upcoming rapper, send it to them. Realize that these guys going to push the button.
No doubt.
Hey, can we say one thing before we let you go, man?
Yeah.
Proud of you, bro.
Hey, thank you, brother, man.
Definitely proud of you. Come a long way. You're still doing it.
The Baka Boyz.
And you're more than welcome anytime you want to come hang out with us. I know you're not doing the pharmacy show right now, but you're more than welcome to come hang out anytime you want.
Hell yeah. And I always be right across the street at Beauty, so let's go do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. Exhibit in the studio, party people.
Love you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed day from us here at the Baka Boyz Show. Thank you, X.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Radio how it's supposed to be heard. It's the Baka Boyz Show.
What's going on? This is Drip.
Every day.